Welcome back. As COVID cases rise here in the city of Philadelphia, Europe is also in the middle of a surge.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that is something that our Donovan knows firsthand because he has tested positive during his European adventure. Oh boy, Jim, there he is. He is joining us live this morning from Budapest, Hungary. I mean, this feels surreal talking to you from the studio. You're in Hungary and you've been stuck there in your hotel room for a number of days. And unfortunately, not the best news today, Jim. We are so upset about this. Tell us what you've been dealing with.
So I got here last Thursday. I wasn't feeling well. I'd started in London, went to Prague, went to Vienna. This was the last stop on a long-planned vacation. Got here and had a little bit of a headache and a head cold, but I thought it was allergies, seasonal allergies. The next day, last Friday, I decided, let me go just get a test. And sure enough, came back positive for COVID. So I've been quarantined in my hotel room for the past 5 days. This morning was day 6. So I went and got tested again, and it's coming back positive still.
Oh,
and unfortunately, even though I have no symptoms, I mean, I'm fine now. The weekend was a little rough. I can't fly back to the U.S. without having a negative COVID test.
So, Jim, we know you're a consumer reporter at your roots, and you've been trying to figure this out. How are we going to get back to the U.S.? Because there is a whole lot of things you got to do. So what have you been figuring out there?
Well, exactly. Like right now, I keep on booking and changing flights a few days in advance. The problem is without that test, you can't fly. All international travelers, no matter whether you're vaccinated, boosted, which I am, I've got all my shots, fortunately. Otherwise, I don't know what I would have been like here. But you need to show that test. So the only other way I'm thinking at this point is to get into Canada and then maybe drive home or train home if I keep getting these positive tests, because you could get a positive test for a week or two even after you've cleared up. So that's you know me, I'm always preparing for the worst. So that's hopefully tomorrow I'm going to test again. Hopefully I'll be able to get out of that. But you know, it really is a pickle. And one of our colleagues that we used to work with, he's stuck in Edinburgh, Scotland for the same exact thing.
Oh my gosh.
Keeps testing positive,
Oh, who would have thought that this would happen? I will say though, Jim, you look great, and that bed behind you looks very plush, so hopefully you're resting
very
comfortably.
Okay. All made up perfectly,
yes,
too. Jim Donovan has an immaculate room.
I will say though, for anybody that's traveling to Europe, you know, cases are going up in England, they're going up here in Hungary. I did not prepare the way I should have. Now in retrospect, I would first of all, bring some rapid COVID tests just in case you don't feel well and you're in your hotel room and you may not be able to get out to a pharmacy. I bought these this morning after I tested again. I would also check into travel insurance, that if you're delayed, there are travel insurance companies that will actually pay a portion of your hotel room bill if you have to extend your stay while you're quarantined. So that's important too. And also, if you're traveling to Europe on spring break or anything, make sure you have the right masks. I was traveling with some friends. Fortunately, both of them have tested negative. They were able to fly back home. But at one point, we were walking into a store in Vienna, and Vienna is very tough. You have to wear masks all over the place. You have to show your vaccination cards. But one of my friends didn't have the correct mask on, just had the surgical thing that we were wearing in the States, and wouldn't allow him in. So that's another thing that I would suggest.
That's great advice.
Know. Of course, Jim always has great advice, even on his sick bed there in Budapest.
I know. Well, more Americans are traveling this summer, so that's really, really great advice.
It's good to know,
exactly,
Jim.
But I've had my fill of Hungarian goulash. I don't want any more.
I know. What's on
American
TV over there? You're stuck in the room. You got to be watching TV.
All news.
It's all news.
Oh, we got to give you our Netflix and HBO passwords, Jim, to help you pass the time.
You can't get away from the news, Bill.
Oh my gosh. Buddy. Well, you know what? We're glad that you're on the mend, that you're feeling better, and hopefully you will clear those tests soon, because we miss you. We want you back right here where you belong.
Can't wait to see you again.
Thank you. I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live at 8:15 Eastern time, so anybody wants to hear the rest of my stories, including when the hotel security came to my door because I hit an SOS button by accident the other day.
Oh my gosh. Of course, Jim.
I got lots of stories.
They're wrapping us,
guys.
but so good to see you. All right, take care, friend. Talk to you soon.